a clash between two factions of a Indonesian martial art called Silat. This particular incident that I'm talking about, there were two factions of the Silat community in Taiwan, and the incident started where people from two factions were arguing over technique, and this actually became physical, it became violent, and it became deadly. The Indonesian martial arts incident in Taiwan has garnered significant attention due to its violent nature and the involvement of rival groups. On September 2nd, 2023, a violent confrontation occurred between two rival Indonesian martial arts groups, the IKSPI and the PSHT, near Changhua Station. Over 70 members of the IKSPI group, armed with weapons such as expandable batons and sickles, gathered to confront members of the PSHT group. The conflict stemmed from an online dispute between the two groups regarding martial arts practices. The clash resulted in serious injuries and escalated tensions between the groups. September 3rd, following the violent brawl, police arrested 16 individuals. The confrontation led to a fatal stabbing, which prompted law enforcement to take immediate action to restore order and investigate the incident. The arrests highlighted the severity of the situation and the need for intervention by authorities. May 9th, 2025, 4 Indonesian nationals were sentenced for their roles in the violent clash. The Taiwan Changhua District Court handed down prison terms ranging from 3 to 7 months to the 4 members of the IKSPI group. This followed an earlier 11.5-year prison term given to the main suspect involved in the incident. The individuals sentenced will be deported after completing their prison terms, and the verdict is subject to appeal. The incidents surrounding the Indonesian martial arts groups in Taiwan reflect broader issues related to the integration of migrant communities and the potential for conflict arising from cultural differences. The violent nature of the clashes has raised concerns about the public safety and the need for effective conflict resolution mechanisms within diverse communities. The Indonesian martial arts incident in Taiwan serves as a reminder of the complexities involved in multicultural societies, where misunderstandings and disputes can escalate into violence. The legal repercussions faced by the individuals involved underscore the importance of accountability and the rule of law in addressing such conflicts. Hopefully nothing like this happens again. Very interesting how invested we can get into our ideology when it comes to martial arts. So Silat is an Indonesian martial art. So the definition of Silat: the Malay art of self-defense practiced as a martial art or accompanied by drums as a ceremonial display or dance. So it kind of has parallels with Sanda, where you have the actual martial art and you have the ceremony and the performance aspect of it. Silat is a collective term for a class of traditional Southeast Asian martial arts originating from the Malay archipelago that includes physical and spiritual training, self-defense, and weapon-based combat. It is practiced in countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, the Philippines, and southern Thailand. While traditionally a combat art used by warriors, it is now also practiced for sport, health, and leisure, with different styles focusing on striking, joint manipulation, and weaponry. Historically, Silat was used for self-defense by warriors, evolving from movements inspired by nature, animals, and human anatomy. There are hundreds of different styles, or alaran, and schools, perguruan, with varying techniques and philosophies, though there are unified under terms of penak silat in Indonesia. So the techniques it includes a combination of empty-handed techniques such as footwork pressure, point attacks, and strikes, as well as various weapons like the keris or the dagger, and the parang, which is the machete. Combat philosophy. Many styles focus on practical, decisive combat, aiming to end a fight quickly. Some techniques are based on using an opponent's strength against them. Silat is often practiced with traditional attire, accompanied by specific musical instruments, and includes rituals, customs, and spiritual and mental training. Today it is practiced in many forms, from a competitive sport to a way to improve health, physical fitness, discipline, and self-confidence. This was very interesting to me because I've already looked into something similar to this where we had in the early days of Jiu-Jitsu in Brazil, there was a big clash between Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioners and Luta Livre practitioners. They are both grappling arts. Jiu-Jitsu was seen as kind of the upper class, and the Luta Livre was seen more as a grassroots type movement. They had violent clashes many times during the rise of these two sports. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu seems to have come away the winner or the more popular of the two. With this Silat incident, it made me look more into Indonesia and the culture surrounding Silat, which I found is not just about Silat. There also seems like in many places to be an issue with young men violently clashing in Indonesia, which appears to have just been brought over to Taiwan. Now, Taiwan, although not completely crime-free and not completely violence-free, is a very safe place, and it's not a place that's really rife with physical violence and violent clashes. The idea of idealism of a martial art, and people do take their martial art very seriously. I can understand why, because once you're practicing for enough years, it becomes your life, and all of your friends or most of your friends are coming from this martial arts school or academy that you're a part of, and any disagreement that your friends will have with other people from other academies, you might start to easily take it personally as they are attacking your friend, or they're attacking what has actually become your family. These are going to be people that you spent a lot of time with. It's definitely a thing among young men. They find something that they love and they want to defend it. And for it to become so violent is wild, but I think there's cultural context because, like I said, there is a history of youth violence in Indonesia, as in many other places. One thing about Taiwan in general is that everybody here is of Han, or most people are here of Han Chinese descent, and it's something like maybe 2% of the population are actually immigrants or foreigners. Those foreigners, especially when you're talking about Indonesians, locals don't necessarily hang out with, I guess, Indonesians or Filipinos, and those groups, they are living kind of among themselves. So it would be fairly easy for any bad feelings or any conflicts that came from their homeland to travel with them, because it's not as if they're coming here and they're just melting into society here. When individuals come from another country, they will tend to stick with their own, so it'll be easy for the problems to follow them. Too bad for the young man that passed away in this incident, and hopefully nothing like this happens again.